Lavender Town. It seems like a pleasant little homely spot in Pokemon, a kid's game. But that's just how it looks on the outside. On the inside, well, it has secrets more twisted, more frightening, beyond imagination. In the manga Pokemon Adventures, Red's rival and all of his Pokemon turn against Red and try to kill him. Also, you, a 10-year-old innocent kid, kills Gary's Raticate. When you first go into Lavender Town, you see Gary, your rival, in the Pokemon graveyard, and he asks you why you're there since none of your Pokemon are dead. And when you battle him, he doesn't have his Raticate. Now, the last battle you had with Gary was on the SS Ant with no Pokemon Center. And since you won that battle, and his Raticate is weaker than all his other Pokemon, and he didn't have a Pokemon Center to go to, it can be assumed that you murdered one of his Pokemon. In a very small amount of the earliest copies of Pokemon Red and Blue, the gym leader for Lavender Town is different than what you see today. It's called White Hands. So when you go up to a specific graveyard, there's a text box saying, "I feel so alone. Won't you come down with me? I'm so alone, so alone." And then you start the battle. Fittingly, its Pokemon are two white hands, which isn't even a Pokemon, and Ghastly. And those are the two that it uses to battle. And its two white hands and Ghastly are also super over leveled, so you're most likely going to lose. And when you lose, there's a picture of it dragging you to a grave. And then after that, every time you boot up the game, that picture is there on the title screen. When you make your way up the Pokemon Graveyard Tower in Lavender Town, you encounter a dead Marowak called Ghost, and you can't catch it, you can only defeat it. In some versions of the game, the ghost is actually missing No. There is a hacked version of Pokemon Red, known as Pokemon Creepy Black version. You play as the same ghost we defeat before. And as you progress through the game, you're trapped in Lavender Town, and everyone in Lavender Town is eventually replaced with tombstones. There's a hacked version of Pokemon Blue called Pokemon Strangled Blue version. The game plays out basically normally like Red and Blue, except your starter Pokemon has to be Charmander. Your character refuses to go into the Pokemon Tower, and you have a brother. But after you become the Pokemon champion, things start to take a turn for the worst. You let your brother borrow your Charizard, and then the game cuts out. And once you boot it up again, you see you, the main character, mourning for the loss of your Charizard. You find Missing No and seek his help to bring your Charizard back alive. And while you do get it back alive, it's not in the way that you would think. Its status is simply named dead, and it's at 0 HP, and its whole body is distorted. It's not even Charizard anymore, it's like Missing No, except worse, it's awful. After that, the game doesn't even let you control it. It just walks you to your house, and then you have to watch as your character strangles your brother. And that's not all. After he does it, he turns to look at you, and what you see isn't Steven at all. It's a monster with a sinister grin and red glowing eyes. This last one isn't a hack, it isn't in the game, it's in real life. Lavender Town Syndrome isn't much of a secret anymore, but it definitely is dark. In the original soundtrack of Lavender Town, there are super high pitches that only dogs, young children, and teenagers can hear. These high frequencies made most kids who listen to it have headaches, and some sensitive to sound have very severe headaches, even a few having to be hospitalized for a few days. It got so bad that Game Freak had to edit the soundtrack to create less high frequencies, or else even more kids would have to be hospitalized. Don't ever think of Lavender Town as this homely happy spot, because it's not. These are all the dark secrets that Lavender Town has that I know of, and I know there are more. Thanks for watching.